Caloroga Shark Media.
I am jazzed. Right before I hit record, I'm like, let me just throw Triumph the Insult Comic Dog into Google and see what comes up. There's a new story. I haven't even read it yet. I found it less than 30 seconds ago. Can't wait. Couple jokes from late night Seth Meyers and a new interview. Former President Trump credited himself for not launching a criminal investigation into Hillary Clinton while in office. Unfortunately, he could never figure out which porn star she paid off. Trump said he'd be willing to serve jail time after being convicted on 34 felony counts, which would be the first time he shared a bedroom in a while. Trump hinted that he would arrest Hillary Clinton for something. Ronnie Chang said, "You're going to jail Hillary Clinton? Haven't you done enough to this woman? It's like the Russian mob killing John Wick's dog, and John Wick is like, you know who's going to pay for this? Hillary Clinton." All right, from WTTV, they were at Triumph the Insult Comic Dog show the other night. This was Monday night at the Den Theater. WTTV wonders why former Governor Rod Blagojevich would accept an invitation from a puppet dog with a penchant for profanity. Is it a need for attention? Is he trying to show that he's a good sport? Triumph hosted a Jeopardy-style game show with celebrity contestants, including Blagojevich and ex-Cubs pitcher Ryan Dempster. The governor was greeted by light applause and loud boos. Triumph said to the former governor, "You should give Trump your recipe for toilet wine." Blagojevich said, "I'm a Trumpocrat. Is that like a transurfative?" The former contestant on Celebrity Apprentice said, "You get me out of prison, you get my vote." Triumph said, "Public schmublic, abortion, a smortion." That was funny just to say. The game began. It was called Let's Make a Poop, each contestant given a buzzer with a specific sound effect. Dempster's was Harry Carey saying, "Where am I?" Blagojevich had Trump saying, "Hannibal Lecter." A supervisor from the Department of Streets and Sanitation was introduced to big applause. I could see this twist coming from a mile away until it was announced that he was the person responsible for paving over the rat hole. Remember the rat hole? One clue in the game was, "This loud and incessant noise is louder than cicadas." The answer, "What is the press talking about cicadas?" I'm losing it now. I like doing this impression, though. There was more Trump bashing. "He now slurs his slurs." WTTV says it was a silly, fun, and inexplicable evening. Sounds like a really good time. Rob Schneider in the news, the Hospitals of Regina Foundation. And yes, it does sound dirty to say Regina. And yes, I did look it up. The Hospitals of Regina Foundation has reiterated its sincere and unconditional apology for a set performed by Rob Schneider. Oh no, what happened? The Leader Post tells us. Schneider was advertised as the main entertainment act for the Four Seasons Ball, a fundraiser that took place according to public accounts of the evening shared on social media. Schneider's comedy set included jokes made at the expense of the LGBTQ2+ community. He also made several jokes about vaccination policies and the COVID-19 pandemic. According to witnesses, Schneider was roundly booed during his performance, which ended much earlier than planned. I feel like this has happened before, right? The Hospitals of Regina Foundation said in a statement, "While we recognize that in a free and democratic society, individuals are entitled to their views and opinions and that comedy is intended to be edgy, the content, positions, and opinions expressed during Mr. Schneider's set do not align with the values of our foundation and team. We do not condone, accept, endorse, or share Mr. Schneider's positions as expressed during his comedy set and acknowledge that in this instance, the performance did not meet the expectations of our audience and our team." People don't seem to do their research when they book comedians. Regardless, the Four Seasons Ball raised more than $350,000 for Regina hospitals. Taylor Tomlinson took part in an AMA on Reddit on Tuesday. One fan was curious about how much info do you give the panelists? Maybe people are writing jokes in advance. Tomlinson said, "We have an amazing writer's room full of hilarious comedians who help prep all of the panelists so they go into the show with great jokes prepared. There's still plenty of room to improvise and make jokes off the cuff, though. And certain games specifically call for improv, so it's like Hollywood Squares, no problem there." A ridiculous question. Would you like to have Conan O'Brien on? Gee, what is she going to say? "No, I don't want Conan on this show." Tomlinson revealed, "I would love it if Conan came on the show. A dream. Conan is also welcome on this show. In fact, if Conan does this show, I won't even show up for that episode. I'll just let Conan do it." There's a big article about John Mulaney going around. I'll dive into that tomorrow, but a quick thing. John Mulaney is not saying no to hosting the Oscars. I think Mulaney would be great at it. I also think leave it alone. Let Jimmy Kimmel host it for the next 25 years. It ain't broken. Don't fix it. Mulaney can host the Golden Globes. I mean, what could go wrong if you host the Golden Globes? Mulaney said, "I used to have strong opinions. I'll only do this. I'll never do that. And I don't want to get pigeonholed. And I think both I and the entire entertainment business has changed so much. I mean, there are people who 100% host a game show every week, and we have no idea except the millions of people watching them. Mulaney hosted the Academy's Governors Awards, which is what got people talking about him hosting the Oscars. He said, "I really had fun doing that. I will say I'm open to whatever. I personally have an affinity for something lower key. It's so fun to try and do your absolute best at not the biggest award show like the Spirit Awards or Governors Awards. They're just a little more relaxed and casual. Going in and trying to have a crap load of fun is a great feeling." Jimmy Kimmel had on Vice President Harris. He was worried that, maybe he'd be a victim of lock him up. Kimmel said, "Trump has made it pretty plain that he's planning to go after his enemies or whatever you want to call them. Realistically, what can a president do to say a talk show host that's been making fun of him? What can he actually do to, for example, me?" The vice president said, "In all seriousness, Jimmy, you're right to bring this up. Trump has been very clear he intends to weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies. He admires dictators and says he'll be a dictator on day one." Matt Rife went on Instagram. He announced new dates for his Chicago and Nashville shows. Rife wrote, "First, I wanted to say thank you so much for all the well wishes. I'm working on getting better and can't wait to come back shortly and give you the best possible shows that you deserve. Having to reschedule shows broke my bleeping heart, and I hate it, but I deeply appreciate your understanding and wanted to update you on those." The Chicago dates are December 26, 27, 29, and 30. The Nashville shows at the Ryman will be moved to a new venue because the Ryman didn't have any dates to reschedule until June 25. An announcement with Nashville dates is coming soon. On Gossip Corner, Khloe Kardashian and Kris Jenner went to go see Ellen DeGeneres do comedy. We're told Khloe paired her newly dyed red hair with a black bodysuit and black leather pants, while Kris spotted an all-black outfit. An update on Comida Ha. They are doing a festival in Montreal, July 18th to 28th. This year's one will be primarily a French festival. President Sylvain Parent-Bedard said, "It's great for us, it's great for the artists, and it's great for the fans." The 10-day event will have around 30 shows featuring 200 artists. Comedian Richardson Zephyr said, "There are a lot of different shows. Yes, there's stand-up, but there's also a country night. There are going to be musical shows, so I think there's a beautiful variety of shows so that the shows can answer to different kinds of crowds. I'm happy because I've been going to Just for Laughs since I was young. I came to see a lot of shows. I did a lot of shows. I produced a lot of shows. I'm happy to see that there's a continuity, and I think it's exciting that it's something new." The CEO, Brent Bedard, said, "We're going to announce an English-speaking program soon, and it's going to be under the Just for Laughs brand that we just acquired," right? That's cool. The Washington Post profiled 10 comedians doing the D.C. scene that you should know. One of them is Liz Barlow. They asked Liz about a time that she bombed. Liz said, "My favorite bomb is in a dive bar in Virginia Beach. Not to brag, but I'm banned now. And I got on stage in a room of very racist military folks and told every race and police joke I had in my notebook at the time. I didn't even pivot for sex jokes, just straight gunning. I wanted to be walked to my car." Your pre-show routine, water drinking, prayer, and lots of women rappers. What else should we know about you? I'm a single mom who works too hard and loves her kid and never stops, and I'm a survivor. Me, Johnny Mac, I'm losing my voice because of my half-assed Triumph impression. I don't know how Smigel does that for an hour, and that's your comedy news for today. You get the shows ad-free, right? Yeah, you probably heard the promo. Do it. See you tomorrow.